Hello Franz, welcome to my 5k Q&A video, and I'm in a little bit of a different set, doing some different things, but I thought to make the Q&A video a little bit more interesting, I thought I would answer the videos while applying copious amounts of makeup, because why not? This way it becomes another non-binary acceptance video, which I'm all down for, and I get to wear this mascara for the first time, so that's going to be exciting. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wear this lovely purple lipstick with some like silver eyeshadow, a bit of mascara, a bit of eyeliner, nothing too extreme. So yeah, we're going to start like we went in the YouTube community module, so I'm going to start from the bottom and just work my way back up to the top. From Space Duck. I know this one's a bit bland, but what are some of your favourite Pokemon? I'm going to try and answer these questions while putting stuff on my face. I've got myself a little mirror because I'm used to doing this in front of the bathroom mirror, so bear in mind I might not look at the camera a lot. But hey ho. So what are some of my favourite Pokemon? I quite like the Pokemon that are a little bit different. Oh, this is very hard. I'm very regretting this already. I quite like the Pokemon that are a little different, you know? So things like Shedinja. I really like Shedinja because of how many things it does differently compared to other Pokemon. Like, it's a unique type combo, which I always love. It's a unique Pokemon with 1 HP. It's got a unique ability. It does a lot of things. Like, the way you play with Shedinja is so different to the way you play with any other Pokemon that, you know, it makes the game different. I like Cast Form for a similar reason, because it has all those different, because it's got these like weather-based forms, and I'll never forgive Game Freak for not giving Cast Form a Sandstorm form, or upgrading Cast Form like for terrain. I think they could bring Cast Form back with some like terrain abilities, and it would be like rad. So yeah, you may notice that those are both Hoenn Pokemon, because I'm real nostalgic for Hoenn. This looks awful. I hate this. I'm real nostalgic for Hoenn, so I do like a Hoenn Pokemon. So yeah, I think Shedinja and Cast Form are some of my favorites. I do really like Toxtricity from the new games. I think Toxtricity is like genuinely really rad, and it's that type combination of poison electric that I think is real cool. So yeah, those are some of my favorite Pokemon. Also, on a semi-related note, before I started doing more like varied and sort of gender and politics video essays, I made Pokemon videos for about a year, like exclusively like theories and like Pokemon content, and I tricked about 300-400 people, because that was my subscriber count at the time. I tricked like 300-400 people into watching these gender and politics video essays, and they came here for Pokemon, and that's real cool. And there are videos on other people's YouTube channels that recommend me as a Pokemon YouTuber, and I can't help but feel a little bit, oh, that's not terrible, I can't help but feel a little bit cheaty, because I'm not, I get called a Pokemon YouTuber a lot, like, but I'm not anymore, and I've tricked these people into watching so I hope you enjoy all this weird queer content. I should be showing off what I'm using. That's what people do, isn't it? So the makeup palette that I'm using, this is all stuff I got for Christmas. So the makeup palette I'm using is the Swear By It by NYX. I've never used it before, but the silver's pretty neat. I'm using the Professional 2-timer. I'm using the NYX 2-timer, which has like 2 different sides for the eyes, and I think I'm going to use the felt tip. I don't quite know the difference between them yet, but I usually use the felt tip. So, the second question from Pirate Hyena: Pokemon Red or Blue or Green? Now this is a weird question because I played Yellow. I never owned Pokemon Red or Blue. I owned Pokemon Yellow. So, how am I supposed to do this with one hand? I need to put the thing there. I'm just propping it up on the laptop. I played Pokemon Yellow because I got sort of the game. Oh no, that's way too thin. Need to change to the one. I got the games a bit late because we grew up with not a lot of money, so we were a bit behind on everything. So when my mum got the money together to buy me and my sister a Game Boy, oh bugger, that's just broken. So when my mum got the money together to buy me and my sister a Game Boy, the bundle that they were selling was the Pokemon Yellow bundle. And my mum knew that we were into Pokemon, and that was kind of all she knew, because she had stopped playing video games after Tetris and Mario Land. So, and she didn't want to give us her Game Boy because she still wanted to play Tetris and Mario Land. So she bought us a Game Boy sort of between us with Pokemon Yellow. So I've never actually gone back and played Red and Blue because they're bad. And I'll stand by this forever. Pokemon Red and Blue are bad. And we started a little bit Pokemon. I didn't intend to do that. But Pokemon Red and Blue are bad games. And I'll stand by this until the end of time. So Pokemon Yellow. Or Fire Red. I played Fire Red, and Fire Red was good. So if I had to choose a colour, I'd say red, because it's like Fire Red, which is the one that I played. So I broke a whole chunk off of that eyeliner, and that's shit. So now I've got this going on, which again isn't the worst. And now we're going to do mascara for the next question, which is terrifying because I don't even know how to mascara. Viscount Vigros asks, how do you deal with shit people? Which is a big question. I have a therapist, which is how I deal with shit people. Are there directions on this? Because I'm not 100 on how to use this. No, it just hopes that you know how, which is great. Again, this is NYX Worth the Hype mascara. So how do I deal with shit people? I endeavour not to have to, which is stupid advice. But I endeavour not to, like, I build my life so I don't have to deal with shit people by removing them from my life if I can. And I understand that that is not the easiest job to do. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I'm just sort of, this is what I've seen them doing the adverts and on the TV. I'm hoping it works. I think that's worked. I think I can see a difference. I think there's a difference there. Can you see? Yeah, there seems to be a difference. So now I've got to do the other eye, which is great. So so how do I deal with shit people? I endeavour not to, like, because I'm an adult, I can remove shit people from my life. I'm gonna try and do this with my right hand, which is dangerous. I can either remove shit people from my life or remove me from their lives. And I understand if you're like in school or college, that's a lot harder. Am I supposed to do the bottoms as well? Am I supposed to do the bottom? I've not been doing the bottom, like eyeshadow, eyeliner, or mascara. So am I supposed to do the bottom, or is it supposed to be just the top? This doesn't look that bad. It's subtle, but it doesn't look terrible. And I'm gonna keep that there. So yeah, I just try and remove the shit person from my life as quick as possible. And generally, I try and adopt an attitude that doesn't attract shit people. Like, I know I'm in a vulnerable space on YouTube at the minute. Being actively, loudly non-binary is not the coolest, like, is not the coolest environment. I could attract a lot of haters. But I try and foster a positive, a chilled atmosphere. So it's very hard for people to get shit with me. Because I try and be chill with everything, and a little bit I think I need something on the bottoms, and a little bit self-deprecating, like with saying that I'm just terrible at all of this, because I am. So be chill, be like, surround yourself with good people, and try and remove. No, I'm not even gonna try. I'm not even gonna bother, because that is. I can go in and just do a little bit on the corners. Might give myself a little e-girl heart on the cheek later if we need more things doing. But I've got this just in case. So yeah, be chill. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourself with people that respect you. And don't, like, I try not to, I just try not to attract shit people. And that's really shit advice, and I'm sorry, but moving on. Nina H asks, what are some places you most want to travel to? I really want to travel to Japan. Mostly because my best man, the best man at my wedding now lives in Japan, and I want to go and see him again, and I want to see how, like, of course I want to do all the touristy Japan things. Sorry, got a bit of makeup on the phone. I want to do all the touristy Japan things, but I want to see him again. I want to see him and his wife. I want to see different places. Like I saw Barcelona last year, and that was really, really cool. And I don't know, just everywhere. I want to travel everywhere. Addison Antonoff asked 3 questions. Is there a type of creative project or creative community that you would like to be more active in? Magic. I'm not active in the magic community at all, and I am a practicing magician. I'm working on a video essay about this called "Why is Magic Full of White Men?" Magic's full of white men, and that makes me a little bit uncomfortable. This is NYX glitter goals. It's glittery purple lipstick, which I love. So magic is full of white dudes. Magic is full of old white dudes. And the reason I sort of got out of magic is because I kept being misgendered by everyone. So how am I supposed to talk and do this? I'll do this between questions. So I'd like to be more active in the magic community and try and like sort of foster a more accepting atmosphere for trans and non-binary magicians, which I don't know if there are any other than me. If there are, comments. If you're a trans and non-binary magician, you probably, like, that's such a weirdly niche thing, but hey, it might be. What is on the horizon for you? Next question by Addison. What is on the horizon? More video essays, more variety on this channel, more variety of topics. I want to sort of balance the gender politics and the media analysis. I'm going to try and strike a balance between those two. More like the pin shop. If you don't know the pin shop that we do, we're just ending a Kickstarter campaign as I record this. So more things in the pin shop where we were trying to go out to conventions and stuff. Obviously things got in the way of that. But so next year we're going to try and get out to other conventions and travel and sell the pins. And what's on the horizon is hopefully making my income from making things that I want to make. That's what's on the goal horizon. So yeah, on the horizon is making a living making things that I want to make, which is a lot of the word make there. I like making. Also, thank you for being such an incredible creator. Rock on and whatnot. Thank you. You asked a couple of other questions. Booker origin story. Booker origin story. We lived in a house that didn't allow pets, and Zach wanted a dog. So Zach started looking at dogs, and we found a backyard breeder. Never buy from a backyard breeder. Don't buy from a backyard. Don't follow my advice. Do what I say, not what I do. We found a backyard breeder that was selling these Staffy Terrier Labrador cross puppies. There was one male pup left, and he was also the only black pup. Zach sort of fell head over heels for this pup. I said, "Fuck it, we'll get the dog." I wasn't a huge fan of dogs at the time, but fuck it, we'll get the dog. And if the landlord comes over and says you're not allowed pets, I'll just say, "Are you gonna tell that dog to move?" Because that's gonna be a big dog, and he is a big dog. He's a big muscly dog. He doubles as a security system around here, which is really, really useful. So yeah, that's the Booker origin story. Zach really wanted a dog, sort of kind of an emotional support animal, and yeah, just fell head over heels with an ad on the internet somewhere. How do you get out of a creative rut? Do you do anything to prevent getting into one? I do shit like this. I'm currently in a creative rut. I have a bunch of scripts that are very, very early stages. So I just film something dumb like this, and then I upload it, and then that takes the pressure off for a little bit. I watch video essays by other people, which is sometimes really, really helpful. Sometimes I've realized they're doing what I was going to do, but better. I watch I try and watch a variety of things to give me fresh ideas, and because if you're only consuming your like thin scope of things that you think you like, then you're only seeing one outlook. You're only seeing one perspective on things. If you just sort of widen that out, start listening to music you thought you'd hate, start watching films that you thought you had no interest in, then that changes your scope on things. That changes the different perspectives that you're getting from life, and that can change the way you make things. I don't like war movies though. War movies are always boring. I'm never gonna watch war movies. And yeah, that's sort of what I do. So what I do to get out of creative is like watch a film that I would not usually watch, or just like talk about a video idea with Zach. Like we go out with the dog on late night walks. So I just talk to him about a video idea that I'm having, and we try and pass it out. Like the Bob's Burgers video that I put out, I was terrified that was going to be terrible, and that was going to be the worst performing video I'd ever release. And it's now the best performing video I've ever released, and I think that is because I talked through it with Zach, and it probably also got picked up by an algorithm somewhere. And I think it apparently got trending. Have conversations with people that have different, and Zach's not a media analyst, Zach's a mathematician. So have conversations with people with different outlooks to you. Watch media that's different to the thing you usually watch. Basically, get a different outlook. And yeah, that's what I do, both in and to stop getting in creative ruts. And it doesn't help because I'm in one now. I'm gonna do the lipstick now. So yeah, beware. This is gonna be awful. And I'm gonna try and do it holding the mirror up, which is not gonna work because I'm already struggling to get this out of the packet with one hand. There we go. So the next question, Epizeferian asked, what is your favourite kind of bird? Now, I don't know anything about birds, so I'm gonna say I don't think I have a favourite kind of bird, because all birds are great. Alright? Like, I'm inclined to say peregrine falcon, because peregrine falcons are local to me. There's a family of peregrine falcons living in my local church, and apparently they're endangered, so that's quite cool. So maybe those. I didn't think this through, because I can't Q&A while I'm doing this. There we go. That'll do. Yeah. We'll do tips on my lips again. There we go. There we go. That'll do. So I want to say peregrine falcon, because they're endangered and there's a family of them living near my house. So that's my favourite kind of bird. If I should have a better favourite bird, please leave it in the comments of this video. Birds aren't something I'm very good at, to be honest. I need to do my hair as well. Ugh. So that I think is the look. So we're just gonna straight answer the questions now. I thought this would take longer. And let me just observe myself in the mirror. Not terrible. Not terrible. So, Truler, what does it feel like to get your video trending? I assume you're talking about the Bob's Burgers video. I didn't know that got trending. Like, you don't get notified if your video gets trending, unless you just happen to stumble to look at the page and see the blank in trending. I don't think it actually got on the trending page, but it definitely got sucked up by the algorithm. And like, that was wild, because again, I thought that video was going to do terribly. I don't know, I just didn't have a lot of faith in the topic. But it did really, really well, and it's kind of proved, because like, it's got views comparable to the Bugs Bunny video that got shouted out by a huge channel, that got shouted out by Thoughtslime. Knowing that I can rival those views on my own was really sort of encouraging for the channel, and it made me think maybe everything I do doesn't have to be entrenched in like politics. Maybe I can just do a hey, here's a cool human-centered TV show, and maybe I can talk about, you know, the media theory I studied for 3 years. So that was really encouraging, and also just wild that it happened. Like I was looking, like checking, I was semi-obsessively checking the view count over that sort of week, and I'm like, this is insane. This is wild. Where are all these views coming from? And it was just all recommendations. And if you search Bob's Burgers on YouTube, I'm in the first page. It's ridiculous. Notorious BTG asks, crunchy or creamy peanut butter? I like all peanut butter, but crunchy peanut butter is better. We did our big shot the other day, and I accidentally picked up smooth peanut butter, and it's weird. It's too smooth. Don't like it. It still tastes good though, but crunchy all the way. Crunchy all the way. Umbra and Libris asks, how do you feel about singular they? Well, I might be a bit of a fan of singular they. I really like singular they. Purely personally speaking, it fits me because it's a non-gendered pronoun that is commonplace, and it makes me feel more comfortable than a he or a she would. So I'm all for it. And everyone uses it without realizing anyway. So anyone that has a problem with it is just being an arse. I had a teacher that used that told me that she couldn't call me they because she used to be an English teacher and it doesn't make sense grammatically. And then later on in the year, I did a workshop on treating non-binary people, and I sort of subtly called her out and said the people that say they can't do it because of grammar, well, Shakespeare did it, and Oscar Wilde did it, and also the AP does it, and most grammar styles have updated to reflect singular they. So they're either lying, they don't care about grammar, or they're doing it in bad faith, or they're just misinformed. So I love me a singular they. In the perfect world, singular they is the default, and people opt in to he or she or any neo-pronoun. That's sort of my ambition for the world. Anyway, so yes, thank you for the question. Love me a singular they. Just Juno asks, how do you get by in the gaming community when it's so generally toxic and kind of misogynist? I used to love online games, but it's become so unwelcome since I transitioned. Okay. I don't play online games. And when I play online games, I never use a mic. So I only ever play, it's like I used to play a lot of Team Fortress 2 online, and so I was referred to as a dude by the chat and by the mic, but that was because I was playing as a dude. All of the characters in TF2 are dudes. So being referred to as male, I could sort of deflect it onto, oh, they're just talking about the character that I'm playing as. When I'm playing an online game, like I would only ever play me and Zach used to play Guild Wars 2 a lot, and we'd only ever play together. We wouldn't talk to other people. It would just be the two of us, and we never got into late game huge raids, so that wasn't really an issue. And what I do more recently is I've sort of forged my own gaming community. Like we have the Fronds, which there'll be a link in the downstairs. We have the Fronds, which is the gaming community that me and a few other Twitch streamers, there's Womat Berry, there's Caldermist, and there's Ayakara. We sort of formed a community around the four of us, but it's more about it's a chill, all-inclusive gaming space, and we've never had problems there. So if you need a gaming community, like Franz is a good one, link in the underground. And so yeah, that's what I've done. I've made my own communities and sort of stayed out. Like I don't play Fortnite, I don't play League of Legends, I don't play Dota, I don't play big online games. And I'm very, very particular about like Twitch channels that I'll hang out in. Like I have a very low tolerance for leaving Twitch chats. Because of shit comments or things that the streamers have said. So you have to be picky. Yeah, it's generally just be picky. Be picky about who you hang out with. Be picky about what games you play. Be picky about what communities you involve yourself in. But I think I'm really proud of the Franz community about what we've done. So yeah, if you need a community, there's that one down there. The Hermit's Cave. What, in your opinion, and this is the big final question. What, in your opinion, is the biggest barrier society still has to overcome for trans people to feel they can be their authentic selves? big question. To me, amateur political scientist, amateur philosopher, I think it's kind of got multiple prongs, this answer. We need to move from a more individualistic society into a collectivist society. And by that, like, I mean, people are still not okay with gay people unless there's one in their family, in which case they're like, oh, they're the good gay. They're fine because they're in the family. Trans people, again, it's the same thing. It's like people are not accepting unless it's someone in their family. Like, I know people that have, like, trans children and they're fine with the trans child, but they'll still talk about, like, bathroom bills and trans women in sport in such a disparaging way. And I'm like, the society we live in has gotten so individualized. And I'm not going to go on a big anti-capitalist rant, but it's capitalism that's done that. We've been pushed into you have to earn your keep. You have to keep the people around you safe. You have to earn freedom and earn food and earn basic rights. That there's no real time to care about the people that aren't in your family. And that, I think that is the reason I think that is the core reason that there is transphobia, that there is racism, that there is everything. If we transitioned, and this would be a big socialist transition, if we transitioned into socialism, into, I'm going to say a big word here, anarcho-communism, then I think that would dissipate in a major way, because we would be, like, society would shift into caring about everyone rather than caring about just the people that you can afford to care about. And the media, the news media doesn't help. News media is terrible to trans people and immigrants and gay people and black people. It's all the same thing. Like, obviously, like, the Murdoch rags, they're doing that to keep in power because they can only sell these papers and sell these news channels when there is transphobia and racism and misogyny and everything. So we just need to care about people that we don't know. I think that is the main takeaway of, like, the main answer to this question. We need to start caring about people we don't know. Like, on a big societal scale, I think the way we look at working and money and everything would be a huge way to change that, because there's a reason that people on the left, there's a reason that socialists are less racist and less transphobic on the whole. It's because they care about everyone rather than just their families and themselves. And if we cared about everyone, if we cared about making everybody feel safe and feel wanted and feel happy, we wouldn't be scared that men are going to dress up like women to watch women pee, because that doesn't happen. That's just fear-mongering from the papers that are only there to maintain the status quo so that they stay rich and powerful. It's a money thing, but it's a caring thing. So care about the people around you and care about the people you don't know. Care about the people a million miles away, because you have more in common with the people millions of miles away than the people that are telling you to not care about them. So thank you for your question, Hermit's Cave. That got a little bit deep. Thank you for everyone's questions. This was really cool. Like, hitting 5,000 is really, really cool. I didn't think it would ever happen. Like, I've thrown a lot out into the world and not got a lot back. And to be at a number like this is really, really, like, it just makes me feel like I'm doing something right. So thank you, everyone. I'm not going to bother doing a Patreon plug, but Patreon's link's down there if you feel like giving. I will catch you on the flippity flop and love you, bye.